Have you ever worked really hard on something but still failed? Have you ever asked yourself, why, even after all this effort, I'm still stuck? Do you sometimes feel like you're doing everything right, yet nothing changes? Let's take a simple example. A man keeps digging for water in his backyard. He digs 1 foot here, then gives up. Tries another corner, digs again, then gives up. He's sweating, tired, working hard, but he never finds water. Why? Because he doesn't know where to dig deep, and he gives up too soon. His hard work goes to waste, not because he's lazy, but because he lacks direction. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we uncover the ancient teachings of Buddhism to guide modern life. Today's journey will show you why hard work alone is not enough, and how Buddhist wisdom can give your efforts a real direction and deeper meaning. Before we begin, there are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. That's surprising, right? If this video touches your heart or makes you think differently, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your one click supports us a lot and helps more people discover this wisdom. Buddha never said, don't work hard, but he showed a way to work with clarity, patience, and right understanding. Without this, effort becomes just noise. In life, people often chase results, but Buddhism asks, who are you becoming in the process? That's where real success hides. This video will walk with you step by step, not in difficult language, not in complex ideas, but with very simple truths you can feel and apply in your job, in your goals, in your relationships. Stay till the end, because this time, your hard work won't go to waste. This time, it will go in the right direction with the right mind. The inner engine, right effort in Buddhist practice. Sit with me. Calm your breath. Let's talk. Not about how much you've done, but how you're doing it. This is where many people go wrong. They work hard, but they don't know the meaning of right effort. The Buddha spoke gently, not to stop you from working, but to help you move in the right way. Like a river, calm, steady, unstoppable. Now, what is right effort? It's not just working more. It's not running faster. It's not staying up all night until your eyes burn. Right effort is not force, it's flow. Let me tell you a story. There was a monk who swept the floor of the monastery every day, hours and hours. He wanted to be the best. He worked with all his strength. But one day, a senior monk smiled at him and said, "You're sweeping too hard. The dust will come back anyway." The young monk was confused. "But I want the floor to shine." The elder replied, "Then sweep with care, not with ego." This is the heart of right effort, action without attachment, working from peace, not from pressure. Let's understand it deeply. There are 4 kinds of right effort the Buddha taught. 1. Preventing unwholesome states from arising. This means not letting your mind fall into laziness, greed, or jealousy while you work. For example, if you're studying, but you keep thinking about beating someone else, that's not right effort. You're feeding your ego, not your wisdom. 2. Abandoning unwholesome states that have already arisen. If anger shows up while you're working, drop it. If doubt creeps in, let it go. These are weights. You cannot run freely while carrying stones on your back. 3. Cultivating wholesome states. While you work, feed your mind with kindness, patience, honesty. If you are planting a tree, plant with love. Not just to show others, but to grow your own heart. For maintaining those wholesome states. Don't stop being kind just because things get tough. Keep the good alive, even when tired, even when no one sees. Now, many people say, I don't have time to think so much. I just want success. But success without peace is just a race with no finish line. A man can climb a mountain and still feel empty at the top. Right effort is the engine that moves you in the right direction. It turns ordinary actions into spiritual steps. Even if you're washing dishes, if done with calm and care, it becomes a part of your path. Let's go deeper. Imagine a farmer planting rice. If he rushes, throws the seeds carelessly, doesn't water them properly, will they grow? Of course not. Hard work means little if it's full of impatience or greed. Now imagine the same farmer planting mindfully, watering daily, smiling under the sun. His effort is pure. His reward is rich. This is the way of Buddhism, slow, steady, sincere. You see, many people chase motivation, but motivation fades. It comes and goes. Right effort doesn't depend on mood. It's a commitment, a decision to walk the middle path, not too tight, not too loose. Buddha once said, like tuning a stringed instrument, if the string is too tight, it breaks. If it's too loose, it doesn't play. Your effort should be balanced like that. Push, but don't break. Relax, but don't become lazy. Ask yourself now, are you forcing your way through life, or are you flowing with it? Another story. A young man once came to a Zen master and said, Master, I want to be enlightened. I'm ready to give everything. I'll work 20 hours a day. The master laughed. Then you'll only tire yourself. Sit down. First learn how to make tea. The young man was shocked. There, I came here for truth. The master handed him a cup. Truth is in how you boil the water, in how you pour, in how you serve. If you rush, you miss it. This is a very deep teaching. Whatever you're doing, do it fully, with presence, with care, with heart. That's right effort. Not noisy, not loud, quiet, strong, deep. Now let me share what right effort is not. It is not blaming others when things go wrong. It is not comparing your journey with someone else. It is not trying to look spiritual to others. It is not rushing, forcing, or pretending. Right effort is planting good seeds inside you. Even if no one sees them now, they will bloom one day. That is nature. That is Dharma. You may ask, but Zen Master, how do I begin? Start small. Be honest in your work. If you're studying, study fully. Not just for marks, but to grow. If you're helping someone, help without expecting reward. If you're tired, rest, not quit. Don't let the world push you into blind effort. Let your own clarity guide you. When you feel tired, ask yourself, am I tired from working too much or from working the wrong way? Right effort doesn't drain you. It gives you energy because it is not built on stress. It is built on mindfulness and compassion. Work without wisdom is like rowing a boat in the wrong direction. No matter how fast you row, you move away from the shore. But with right effort, even one step becomes sacred. Your job is not just to succeed. It is to grow, to understand, to love through your actions. So next time you sit to work, take a breath. Ask yourself, am I doing this with right effort? Is my heart in the right place? Is my mind calm and clear? If yes, continue. If no, pause. Realign. Begin again. That is the beauty of Buddhism. You can always start again. Every breath is a new beginning. And don't worry if it feels slow. A flower doesn't bloom faster because you shout at it. It blooms because the sun shines, the water flows, and the gardener cares. Be that gardener for your own life. Give your actions sunshine, attention, patience, and peace. And slowly, beautifully, you will see the fruits. This is the way. Not hard, but right. Now go. Walk your path, but not in a hurry. Walk with right effort, step by step, and the path will open. Beyond struggle, what Buddha taught about discipline. Sit down gently, breathe with me for a moment. Let the world pause just for now. Many people say, discipline is hard. But I tell you, undisciplined life is even harder. When there is no direction, no balance, no rhythm, life becomes a storm without shelter. So today, let me speak to you slowly, clearly about discipline, not as punishment, but as peace. Not as restriction, but as true freedom. Let me begin with a small moment from nature. Look at the sun. It rises each day, not by force, not in a rush, but with order. It doesn't skip a day. It doesn't get lazy. It simply shows up again and again. That is discipline. But is the sun angry? Is it stressed? No. It follows its path naturally, with balance. This is what Buddha taught us about discipline. It's not about pushing yourself to pain. It's about showing up calmly, without drama, with presence. Now listen, when we talk about discipline in modern life, we usually think of strict rules, military routines, waking up at 4 a.m. and doing things we hate. But Buddhist discipline, what we call sila, is very different. It is not built on fear. It is built on understanding. Let me explain. Buddha said, you are your own master. No one else can walk your path. So how we walk it with care? We walk it through small, steady, mindful actions every day. Discipline starts when we learn to pause. Before reacting, pause. Before speaking in anger, pause. Before grabbing the phone, pause. In that pause, you meet yourself. You begin to notice, do I really want to do this? Or am I just following a habit? That pause is the seed of discipline. It grows into self-awareness, and self-awareness leads to peace. Now, let me tell you a story. A young man once came to the Buddha. He was full of passion. He said, "Master, I want to walk the path fast. I will meditate 10 hours a day. I will eat little. I will not sleep." Buddha looked at him gently and asked, "When you tighten the strings of your instrument too much, what happens?" The young man said, "The strings break, and if they are too loose, they make no sound." "Exactly," Buddha smiled. "Discipline is the middle way. You see, real discipline is not extreme. It is not about breaking yourself to succeed. It is about tuning your life like a musical instrument. Not too tight, not too loose, just enough so you can sing your song clearly." Many people give up on discipline because they try to do too much too fast. They change everything in one day, and when it gets hard, they return to old ways. But look at nature again. Does the tree grow in one night? No. It grows slowly, season by season, through wind and rain and sunshine. That is how your practice must be. Wake up 5 minutes earlier, not 2 hours. Meditate for 3 minutes, not 3 hours. Start with small changes, but do them every day. That is how you build inner strength. Now, you may ask, but what if I fail? I will tell you something. Even Buddha's monks failed. They broke their vows. They forgot mindfulness. They argued. But Buddha never shouted. He guided them back, gently. Because in Buddhism, failure is not a sin. It is a moment to learn. So if you fail, don't punish yourself. Simply return to the path. That return, again and again, is true discipline. You become like a river. The river bends, hits stones, but keeps flowing. It doesn't stop when there's a rock. It flows around it. That is the way. In Buddhism, we have the 5 precepts, very simple rules. They are not commandments. They are practices to protect your peace. Don't kill. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't harm your mind with intoxication. Don't misuse desire. When followed gently, they build a strong foundation. But if you break one, don't collapse in guilt. Just return. Return with awareness. Let me tell you, the hardest part of discipline is not the action. The hardest part is remembering. Because the mind is wild. It forgets. It gets lazy. It looks for comfort. That's why, in Buddhist monasteries, we use small bells. When the bell rings, it is a reminder, come back. Be present. Breathe. In your own life, you can create small bells too. Maybe a note on your mirror. Are you mindful? Or a timer on your phone. Come back to your breath. These small tricks help you build discipline not through pressure, but through kindness. Let me ask you a question now. Would you rather work with a strict boss or a kind teacher? Most will say, a kind teacher. Then why are you so harsh on yourself? Be your own kind teacher. Buddha said, no one saves us but ourselves. But we can guide each other. Discipline is your way of guiding yourself, gently, back to your true nature. Even when no one is watching, you sit and breathe. Even when it's hard, you keep going. Even when the results don't show up quickly, you trust the path. That is true strength. Let me end with a quiet image. Imagine a mountain path. It's narrow, winding, and steep. At the bottom, there is noise, distractions, comfort. At the top, silence, clarity, freedom. Discipline is your feet, one step after another on that path. No shortcuts, no elevators, just your breath, your will, your wisdom. Each step may be small, but each one matters. So remember, discipline is not a cage. It is the path to knowing who you really are. And every day you walk it, you return to yourself. Let us walk it gently, patiently, together. Focus over force, the role of mindfulness in work. So you want to work hard. You want to give your best. You wake up early, make a to-do list, and try to push through your day. But even with all this effort, something feels off. You get distracted. You feel tired. You start one thing, then jump to another. At the end of the day, you feel like you've run a long race, but didn't reach the finish line. Let me tell you something important. It's not always about force. Sometimes it's about focus. In the teachings of the Buddha, there's a very important word, sati. Sati means mindfulness. Mindfulness is not some big mystery. It is the simple art of being present, here and now, with full attention. Imagine this. You are pouring water into a small cup. If your hand shakes or your eyes look away, the water spills. No matter how clean the water is, if you're not focused, you waste it. Now think of your energy like that water. Every day, you have only so much energy. If your focus shakes, your energy spills. No matter how hard you try, you don't get results because your attention is broken. That's why, in Buddhism, working with a mindful mind is more powerful than just working hard. Let's go deeper. Many people confuse doing many things with working well. But being busy is not the same as being effective. Mindfulness helps you see what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how it's affecting your path. Suppose you are writing an important email for work. If you're mindful, your whole being is in that email. You see your words. You notice your tone. You know the intention. But if you're half thinking about lunch or scrolling your phone at the same time, that email becomes weak. Your hard work loses value. A Zen proverb says, when walking, walk. When eating, eat. Simple, right? But so powerful. The modern world pulls your mind in 1,000 directions. Notifications, messages, deadlines, noise. So even when you try to focus, your mind is half here, half there. Buddhism says, train your mind like you train your body. One breath at a time. How do you do this? Start with the breath. Yes, the breath. It's always with you. It doesn't ask for money or time. Just pause. Breathe in. Know that you are breathing in. Breathe out. Know that you are breathing out. Even this simple act starts to center your attention. Let's say you're a student studying for an exam. Instead of cramming for hours with a tired mind, try this. Study with full focus for 25 minutes, then take a mindful 5-minute break. No phone. Just sit. Breathe. Walk slowly. Return. You'll feel sharper. You'll remember more. You'll waste less time. Why? Because your brain is like a lamp. Mindfulness is the switch that focuses the light. Without mindfulness, your light is scattered. With it, your energy becomes laser-like. Now think about a craftsman carving wood. Every movement of his hand is full of attention. He doesn't rush. He doesn't overthink. He becomes one with the work. That's mindfulness in action. That's focus over force. Buddha said, what we think, we become. If your mind is cloudy, your work becomes cloudy. If your mind is calm and clear, your work becomes sharp and meaningful. Here's a secret many people don't realize. Mindfulness makes you love your work more. Why? Because you're truly present in it. You notice the small wins. You enjoy the rhythm. You see the beauty in the task. Whether you're cleaning your room, building a project, or talking to someone, mindfulness makes every action deeper. You stop chasing results and start living the process. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that multitasking is a skill. But studies and Buddhist practice show that multitasking actually reduces quality and increases stress. Do one thing. Do it fully. Then move on. This is the Zen way. And what about failure? Sometimes you work with focus and still don't get what you want. That's okay. Buddhism teaches that even right effort doesn't always give immediate results. But here's the truth. No mindful effort is ever wasted. It changes you. It builds a deeper awareness, a stronger mind, a clearer direction. A student once asked a Zen master, what is success? The master replied, success is when the inside is not shaken, no matter what happens outside. And that inner calm comes from, yes, you guessed it, mindfulness. Let's bring this into daily life. Before starting any task, pause for 10 seconds. Breathe. Say to yourself, I am here. This is what I'm doing. Focus only on the current step. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. No angit, no git. Just return. That is practice. And over time, this practice becomes your nature. Your focus deepens. Your stress reduces. Your mind sharpens. You begin to do less, but achieve more. You feel lighter, but go further. You push less, but grow faster. This is what it means to work with awareness. This is why Buddha didn't ask you to work like a machine. He asked you to live like a mindful human being. So, next time you sit down to do your work, stop trying to force your way through. Instead, slow down. Breathe. Focus. Be here. Because your best work comes not from pressure, but from presence. And once you master this inner focus, your outer life begins to shift. You move like still water, deep, calm, and clear. And that, dear one, is how true success flows. With awareness, with simplicity, with mindfulness. This is the Buddhist way. This is your way now. Letting go, moving forward, attachment and failure. Sit down, my friend. Take a breath. Not a shallow one, but a deep, soft breath that goes all the way to your belly. Let rise and fall. Again, do you feel that gentle pause between each breath? That silence? That's where wisdom lives. Let me tell you something very quietly, something that took me many years to truly understand. Most of our suffering comes not from what happens in life, but from what we hold on to too tightly. Yes, I'm talking about attachment. And if your hard work is not giving you peace or results, perhaps it is not your effort that is the problem, but your attachment to the outcome. You see, many people come to me and say, "Master, I've worked so hard. Why am I still not successful?" And I ask them gently, "What do you mean by success?" They say, "Money, fame, position, winning." Then I ask, "And if you don't get those, do you break?" They look down, and I see they're not working hard because they enjoy the work. They are working hard because they are afraid to fail. That's not hard work. That's fear dressed in sweat. In Buddhism, we say, attachment is the root of suffering. That doesn't mean we shouldn't care. It means we should care without clinging. Imagine holding a flower in your hand. If you grip it too tightly, you crush it. If you hold it gently, it blooms. Your goals are like that flower. Let me give you a small story. A monk once worked every day in a monastery garden, from sunrise to sunset. He pulled weeds, watered plants, cleared rocks. But he had one desire. He wanted the head monk to praise his garden. Every day, he secretly waited for the compliment. 1 week passed. 2. A month. Still nothing. Frustrated, he threw his shovel down and said, "I've worked so hard. Why does no one notice?" The old Zen master walked up, smiled, and said, "Your hands were in the soil, but your heart was not in the plants. It was in the praise. That's why your garden still looks empty." Dear one, how many times have you done something hoping someone else would notice? How often do you tie your happiness to how others react? This is the trap of attachment. We become so attached to our dreams, to outcomes, to recognition, to winning, that even when we succeed, we feel empty, because it was never about the joy of doing. It was always about what comes after. Now look at your own life. Are you working hard to grow, or are you working hard to be seen growing? There's a difference, a big one. Let me explain more gently. In the Buddhist path, there are 4 noble truths. And the second one says, the cause of suffering is craving. This craving is not just desire. It is clinging, gripping tightly to how things should be, how people should treat us, how life must turn out. But life, my friend, does not follow your script. It follows its own rhythm. And the wise one learns to dance with it, not fight it. Do you know what true strength is? It's not in forcing life to obey you. It's in learning to bend like bamboo and still stay rooted. Let me share another story, a true one. There was a woman who lost her job. She had worked hard for years, given everything. She was shocked, heartbroken. She told me, "I did everything right." Why me? I asked her, "Did you work because it fulfilled you, or because you were afraid to lose?" She paused, then whispered, "I was afraid." That fear became her chain. But when she finally stopped holding on to the idea of what her career should have been, she discovered something else. She found joy in teaching children, something she had loved long ago, but ignored. Now she smiles differently, not the smile of a winner, but the smile of one who is finally free. This is the power of letting go, not giving up, but letting go of your attachment to the result. When you drop the weight of expectation, your feet move faster, your mind becomes light, and your heart finally opens. Ask yourself, can you still work hard even if no one notices? Can you still try your best even if the result is slow? If yes, then your hard work is becoming pure. It is no longer tied to ego. And pure effort is the most powerful kind. Now, let's be practical. I'm not asking you to give up goals. Keep your dreams. Keep your plans. But hold them with open hands, not closed fists. Try this. Every morning, say to yourself, I will do my best today without clinging to the result. When you work, stay focused on the action, not on who is watching. When you fail, do not say, I am a failure. Say, this was one step. Let's take the next one. And when success comes, bow to it, then move forward. Do not get stuck there either. Remember this beautiful truth. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Whether you win or lose, your life must go on. The path continues. So don't stop walking just because you fell once. Don't turn back just because no one cheered for you. Your effort is not a show. It is your way to grow. And if you learn to work without attachment, your energy becomes unstoppable. Like water flowing freely, it goes around rocks, not against them. It nourishes the soil. It finds its way. You must become like that. Soft, but steady. Clear, but calm. Work hard, not to prove something, but because that work itself is your teacher. And when you let go of what you expect, life begins to give you what you never imagined. So next time you say, I tried everything but failed, ask yourself, did I also try letting go? Because maybe that was the missing piece all along. Keep going, my friend. The path is still unfolding beneath your feet. You don't need to run. You only need to walk it with courage, with peace, and with empty hands. Only then will your hard work truly bloom. That is the way of the awakened one. That is the way of one who works and flows. And you can be that one. Just let go and move forward. Karma in action. Your effort echoes eternally. Sit down, child. Let me tell you something not from books, not from imagination, but from the deep silence of those who have seen clearly. Many people in this world work very hard. They wake up early, sleep late, give their time, their energy, even their health, all for some result. A house, a job, a name, respect, a dream, and yet they still feel empty, still anxious, still chasing something, still wondering what went wrong. Now listen carefully. Your hard work is not wasted. Never. Not a single breath of honest effort is ever lost. But there is something deeper you must understand. That is karma. Karma is not punishment. Karma is not reward. Karma is movement. It is like throwing a stone into a still lake. You may forget it. You may walk away. But the ripples, they keep moving. They keep touching the shores, even long after the stone has sunk. That's your action, your intention, your effort. Every thought, every word, every little thing you do, it has energy. And this energy never disappears. It travels. It circles. It comes back. So when people say, I worked hard but got nothing, they are only seeing a small part. Maybe they were looking for the fruit too quickly. Maybe they forgot that seeds take time. And maybe, just maybe, they were planting one thing but expecting another. Let me ask you something, dear one. If you plant a mango seed, will you get an apple tree? Of course not. But that's what most people do. They plant seeds of impatience, anger, greed, or ego, and expect peace, success, and happiness. No. Life doesn't work like that. Karma doesn't work like that. In Buddhism, we say satana. Intention is the heart of karma. Two people may do the same action. One gives money out of guilt. One gives out of love. Outside, it looks the same. Inside, it's worlds apart. So when you work hard, ask yourself, what is my intention? Is it fear? Is it comparison? Is it to prove someone wrong? Or is it love? Is it growth? Is it compassion? Because the intention behind the effort decides the quality of your karma. It is like putting different colors in the same brushstroke. What you create depends on the color you choose. A man once asked me, Master, I've worked hard for years, but my business fails again and again. Is this my karma? I smiled. I said, maybe, but maybe your soul is asking you to learn something deeper than profit. He looked confused. So I told him this. Sometimes Karma doesn't come to give you what you want. It comes to make you who you are supposed to become. You see, karma doesn't work on your clock. It works on the clock of truth. It knows your lessons. It knows your path. It is not here to punish or delay. It is here to purify. So, when something fails, don't ask why me. Ask instead, what am I not seeing yet? What pattern am I repeating? What mindset am I clinging to? Karma teaches gently, and if not listened to fiercely, but always with purpose. You can't escape karma by hiding, crying, or even praying blindly. But you could transform karma by becoming aware. Awareness is the light that dissolves karmic darkness. An action taken with awareness becomes right effort, one of the 8 steps in the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the way Buddha taught, not to escape life, but to walk through it with eyes open. Now let me share with you a story. A young monk was sweeping the temple floor. He did it fast, trying to impress the head monk. His broom made dust rise into the air. His feet moved quickly, but his mind was noisy. The head monk watched quietly. Then he said, "You sweep well, but not wisely." The boy said, "But master, I'm working hard." The head monk smiled. "Yes, but your heart is not present. You are chasing approval, not sweeping the dust. This is karma, not in the broom, not in the dust, but in the why behind every act. So ask yourself today, what am I doing just to look busy? What am I doing from fear? And what am I doing with full awareness, with a steady mind, with a clean heart? That difference changes everything. Let me now share another truth with you. Karma is not only about you. Yes, you heard me. Every time you think a kind thought, speak a kind word, or do a good deed, you help the whole world. And every time you are careless, bitter, or selfish, you plant suffering not only for yourself, but for many others. Because karma is not isolated. It is interconnected. In Buddhism, we call this interbeing. Nothing exists by itself. Everything touches everything. So even your smallest effort, your softest word, your quiet patience, can touch lives you may never meet. Think about this. One person chooses to be kind in a moment of anger. That calms a storm. That moment affects another and another. Slowly, it becomes a wave. You don't see the wave, but it moves. That is karmic power. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be rich. You just need to be conscious of what you're planting with your actions. Hard work, without this understanding, is like pouring water into a broken pot. Effort leaks. Peace slips away. Time feels wasted. But when you work with awareness of karma, every step becomes meaningful, even when the result is unseen. That's the beauty of this path. You're not working just for a result, but for a transformation. You become stronger, clearer, softer, all at once. So don't stop working hard, but start working right. Right effort doesn't mean doing more. It means doing with intention, with presence, with wisdom. Even if the world doesn't reward you right away, life sees you. Karma never forgets. The universe is listening. So be calm. Be steady. Keep going. A Zen master once said, "When the archer shoots with love for the art, he hits the mark. When he shoots for a prize, he misses." This is the lesson. Detach from the prize. Focus on the practice. Trust the process, because the prize may come, or not, but you will rise every single time. So my dear one, plant good seeds with good intention. Water them with effort, rooted in mindfulness. Let karma do the rest. Whether it takes a week or a lifetime, what is true will find its way back to you. And when it does, it won't just be success, it will be peace. Not just outside you, but within. This is how effort becomes sacred. This is how karma becomes your friend. This is the path of a wise worker. Not just doing things, but doing them with heart, with patience, and with deep trust in the ripple you are creating. Now go. Walk your path. Work, but work with wisdom. The stillness within. Meditation as mental fuel. Imagine, if you will, a great lake, calm, deep, and clear. On the surface, small waves ripple with the wind, but beneath, the water remains still, holding its quiet power. This lake is like your mind. Outside, life moves fast with endless noise, demands, and distractions. Inside, There is a stillness waiting to be found. This stillness is your true strength. It is the fuel that powers your hard work, not by pushing harder, but by working smarter with calm and clarity. In our busy world, many think that the key to success is more action, more effort, more rushing. But what Buddha taught long ago is different. He showed that without inner calm, without mental clarity, hard work can become wasted energy, like running on a spinning wheel that goes nowhere. Meditation is the ancient practice that helps you discover this stillness. It is not magic. It is not complicated. It is simply the art of sitting quietly, watching your breath, and letting your mind settle like sediment falling in a pond. At first, your mind is noisy, jumping from thought to thought like a monkey swinging from tree to tree. But with practice, the noise fades and you see the clear water beneath. Why does this matter? Because when your mind is calm, you see things as they truly are. You can focus deeply on your work without distraction. You make better decisions. You feel less stressed. You are not controlled by fear, anger, or impatience. Instead, you act with wisdom and compassion. Many people believe meditation is only for monks or spiritual people. But in truth, it is for everyone. It is a tool, like sharpening your tools before building a house. If you start working with a dull blade, the work is slow and frustrating. If you sharpen it well, your work flows smoothly. Meditation sharpens your mind. In your daily life, meditation can be as simple as taking a few moments to breathe deeply and be fully present. You don't have to sit cross-legged for hours. Even a few minutes a day can build your mental strength. When you return to your tasks, you bring more calm and focus. This is mental fuel. Sometimes people ask, how can sitting quietly help me get things done? The answer is subtle but powerful. The clearer your mind, the better you use your energy. Instead of wasting it on worry or distraction, your energy goes directly into your work, like a lamp that burns bright without flickering. Let me tell you a story from Buddha's life. Once, a young man came to Buddha, frustrated with his failures. Buddha did not immediately give advice about hard work. Instead, he asked the man to sit quietly and watch his breath. At first, the man resisted. How will this help me earn money or achieve success? He asked. But he obeyed. Day by day, sitting quietly, he noticed his mind calming. His anger and frustration lessened. With time, his thoughts became clear. Then Buddha said, now when you work, do so with this clear mind. You will find your effort effective. This story shows us the link between stillness and action. Meditation does not replace hard work. It makes hard work better. But what if your mind is too busy? What if you have many worries, many plans? That is exactly why meditation helps. Instead of trying to fight your thoughts, you learn to observe them gently, without judgment. Like watching clouds pass in the sky. You realize that thoughts are not you. You don't have to follow them. This realization creates freedom. Freedom from fear, from regret, from impatience. Freedom to put your full energy into the moment, whether that moment is at work, with family, or simply breathing. In Buddhism, meditation has many forms: walking meditation, loving kindness meditation, and more. Each helps in different ways, but the heart of them is the same: to find stillness within. When you develop this stillness, you also build patience. You see that success is not always immediate. Sometimes, the seed you plant takes time to grow. Meditation teaches you to wait with calm confidence rather than anxiety. There is a saying in Zen, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. This means that even after deep understanding, everyday work continues. But your attitude changes. What was once tiring becomes a form of meditation itself. Imagine going to your job or task not as a burden, but as an opportunity to practice presence, to be fully there with your mind steady and clear. Your work becomes your meditation, and your meditation supports your work. In this way, meditation fuels your hard work not by adding effort, but by giving your mind the power to use effort wisely. So, if you feel tired, overwhelmed, or stuck, try this. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Close your eyes. Feel your breath. Don't try to control it. Just watch it come and go. Thoughts will come, but let them pass like leaves on a stream. Do this daily. Over time, you'll find a deep calm growing inside you. This calm is your secret power. It gives you energy that lasts longer than caffeine or force. Remember, the goal of meditation is not to run away from life, but to face it fully with a mind that is clear, steady, and strong. When you return to your work after meditation, notice how different it feels. You are less frustrated. You have more focus. Your decisions come from wisdom, not impulse. This is the true meaning of mental fuel. It's the quiet power that keeps your hard work alive, that stops you from burning out, and helps you move steadily toward your goals. To end, I invite you to make meditation your daily companion. Just a few minutes each day can change everything. Your mind will become your friend, not your enemy. Try it and see how your hard work transforms. Not by doing more, but by being more present, more peaceful, and more awake. Obstacles as teachers, transforming suffering into strength. You are here, still walking the path, still searching for something deeper. That is already a good sign. Now, let me tell you something very simple, but very true. Pain is not your enemy. Obstacles are not curses. Suffering is not punishment. They are teachers, silent, powerful, and full of wisdom. But only if you know how to listen. Sit with me. Let's talk. Not in difficult words, just heart to heart, as if we are sitting beneath a tree and the wind carries truth to us one breath at a time. When you face a problem in life, maybe you lose your job, your health breaks down, someone you love leaves you. What is your first reaction? You feel pain, of course. You ask, why me? You feel anger or sadness or confusion. And then what do most people do? They run away, try to escape, numb the pain with noise, with distractions, with fake smiles. But Buddhism teaches something very different. It says, don't run. Sit with your suffering. Watch it. Study it. Learn from it. Because in that moment, your suffering is showing you something very precious, something that nothing else can teach. Let me give you a very simple story. There was once a young monk who wanted to become enlightened. He meditated every day, ate very little, slept on hard stone, and yet, nothing happened. He grew tired and frustrated. He told the old master, why am I not seeing any progress? I work so hard. The master said nothing. Instead, he gave the boy a large bowl and told him to carry it to the river and bring back water. The boy did it, but on the way back, he tripped on a rock. The water spilled. The boy came back with an empty bowl. The master smiled. That is your mind, he said. When you walk too fast, when you don't see the stone, when you're in a hurry, you lose what you carry. The boy understood. He was trying so hard, but not wisely. The stone, the obstacle, was the true lesson. It taught him patience, balance, and awareness. Many times in your life, something painful will happen, and you will think, this is ruining everything. But if you go deeper, you will see this is shaping you. Like fire shapes metal, like storms shape the tree. The Buddha did not become the Buddha by sitting under a tree from the start. First, he had to leave comfort. Then he faced hunger, doubt, and disappointment. For 6 long years, he struggled. He met every obstacle, not with hatred, but with deep curiosity. He asked, what is this pain teaching me? Where is this suffering coming from? What is the root? That's why he awakened. Not because he avoided problems, but because he understood them. Now, let me tell you something important. Most people want life to be smooth, easy, and safe. But if your life was always easy, would you ever grow? Would you ever question anything? Would you ever look within? No, you would not. Comfort does not make people wise. Struggle does. Let's say you plant a seed. You give it sunlight, water, and time. But the seed doesn't grow in peace. First it breaks, then it pushes through hard soil. It struggles toward the light. But that struggle is its strength. Without it, the plant would never stand tall. You are the same. Your obstacles are the soil. Your suffering is the push. And your awareness is the sunlight that helps you rise. Now, maybe you are thinking, but this is too much. My pain is too big. Yes, I understand. Some pains feel like they will break you. But hear me well. You're not weak because you cry. You are not lost because you don't know the answer yet. You're not failing because you feel tired. Even the greatest mountains were once underwater. Even the strongest trees were once small seeds. So don't judge your life by the moment. Step back. See the whole path. Every obstacle you face today is building something inside you, even if you cannot see it yet. In Zen, we have a saying, the obstacle is the path. It sounds strange, right? But it is deeply true. Let me explain. If everything went your way, your ego would grow. You would think, I am great. I don't need help. I don't need wisdom. You would become blind. But when life hits you, when something breaks, when you fall, suddenly the ego cracks, and something honest comes out. A question, a prayer, a silence. That's when learning begins. That is the path. Now I ask you, what is your obstacle today? What is the thing you are running from, or complaining about, or blaming others for? Take one deep breath. Close your eyes. And instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Say, what is this trying to teach me? That one question can change your life. Because it makes you a student again, and students are open. And open people are free. Let me share another story with you. This one is from real life. There was a man who lost everything in business. His friends left him. His family stopped believing in him. He had no job, no income, no peace. For many days, he felt like dying. But one night, he sat under the stars, and he just breathed. He looked up and said, I have nothing now, but maybe that is the beginning. From that night, he started small. He read. He worked on his health. He helped one person, then another. Step by step, year by year, he rebuilt his life. But now with a different mind. Not chasing success, but walking with patience and peace. Today, he says, losing everything was the best thing that happened to me, because it gave me myself. This is what suffering can do if you allow it to teach you. There's no shame in struggle. In fact, struggle makes you beautiful. It makes you wise. It makes you deep. So next time something hurts, don't just react. Don't just cry. Observe it. Study it. Respect it. Ask, what thought is creating this pain? What story am I telling myself? What lesson is waiting here? This is the Buddhist way. This is the Zen way. Before I end this part of your journey, remember this. Life will never stop giving you obstacles. That's how it works. But every time, you have two choices. Curse the pain, run away, and stay the same. Embrace the pain, learn from it, and grow stronger. Choose the second, again and again. Because when you make pain your teacher, when you make obstacles your path, then nothing can stop your growth. Not failure, not heartbreak, not loss, not fear. Everything becomes fuel for your awakening. And that is true strength. Now go on, keep walking. The road is still long, but your heart is wiser now, and your suffering is no longer your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. We will meet again in the next part. Until then, breathe gently, walk softly, learn deeply, working without ego, anatta and daily grind. Let me ask you a question, dear one. When you work hard and succeed, do you silently hear the voice inside that says, I did this. This is mine. Look how great I am. And when you fail, does the same voice cry, why me? I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. This voice, this I, is the most powerful illusion in our lives. It pushes us when we don't need to run. It breaks us when we only need to rest. It tells us we are better than others, or worse than everyone. But the truth is, this I is not real. This I is not who we truly are. Today, I will not give you complicated teachings. I will not give you anything that your heart cannot hold. I will simply walk beside you as a Zen master who has watched thousands fall into the trap of ego and rise again only after they dropped it. The silent chain of ego. You wake up, you check your phone, you see someone doing better, you feel less. Or maybe you see someone struggling, you feel proud. This is not awareness. This is ego. It wears many masks. Sometimes it shows up as competition, sometimes as comparison, sometimes as perfectionism, and sometimes as self-hate. Yes, even self-hate is ego, because it is still focused on you. I'm not good enough. I'm broken. I'm not as talented. This is still the I talking. It doesn't matter if it praises or punishes. It just wants attention. In Buddhism, this illusion is called anatta, no self. It doesn't mean you don't exist. It means that the version of you in your head is a creation. It is not fixed. It is not forever. And most of all, it is not your true nature. Imagine work without ego. Imagine you are sweeping the floor. If you sweep with ego, you think, look at me. I'm working hard. People should notice. If no one notices, ego gets upset. If someone praises you, ego grows. But if you sweep without ego, you're simply sweeping. Your hands move. Your body moves. No pride, no sham, no story, just sweeping. In Zen, we say when walking, just walk. When eating, just eat. When working, just work. This is not laziness. This is purity. This is the kind of work that is light and powerful. It doesn't wear you down. It frees you. Why ego makes work heavy? The ego wants you to prove something. It wants you to be someone. It pushes you to climb ladders that may not even lead to happiness. It says, you have to be the best. Don't let them win. Show them who you are. But behind this voice is fear. The fear of being no one. The fear of not being remembered. The fear of being small. But what if I told you you are already free? You don't have to become someone to be worthy. You just have to be. Be fully, be kindly, be now. Anatta, a mirror, not a mask. Think of your mind as a mirror. When ego is present, the mirror is covered with dust. You look into it, and you can't see clearly. So you believe the dirt is who you are. But when you wipe it clean, when you let go of that fixed idea of me and mine, the mirror reflects life exactly as it is. In your work, this means you no longer chase credit. You no longer fear blame. You do what is needed with a clear and kind heart. Small task, big awakening. One of my students once asked, Master, how can I find peace while working long hours at my job? I told him, each email you send, do it without you. Each meeting you attend, do it without wanting to shine. Each mistake you make, do not protect it with pride. Just be fully present. Let the action happen through you, not for you. Weeks later, he came back with tears in his eyes. He said, for the first time, I feel light. Work is no longer a burden. It is just life unfolding. This is the power of working without ego. What happens when you let go? You stop needing to be the best. You stop fearing judgment. You stop comparing your journey to others. You begin to trust effort, not results. You begin to enjoy the doing, not the applause. You begin to feel a silent joy, one that comes from being fully alive in each moment. And slowly, something amazing happens. You become more effective, more creative, more peaceful, because your mind is no longer busy defending a false self. Ego and criticism. Let's talk about a common workplace wound, criticism. When someone says, you did this wrong, how do you feel? If ego is strong, you feel attacked. Your mind shouts back, they don't understand me. I worked so hard. Who are they to judge? But if ego is quiet, you listen, you learn, you may accept it, or you may gently disagree, but you do not suffer. Why? Because you don't take it personally. There is no I to defend. This is the secret to peace in any job, any relationship, any creative field. Praise in the trap of pride. Now, what about praise? Is it okay to feel happy when someone appreciates your work? Yes, of course. Joy is natural, but the trap isn't attaching your identity to it. If someone says, you're amazing, and your ego grabs it tightly, then tomorrow, when someone says, you're not that great, you will fall. Ego builds castles in the sky, and when they collapse, we break with them. So enjoy praise. Smile. Feel grateful, but let it pass like wine through a window. Don't build a throne from it. Working in a team without ego. When ego leads, teamwork becomes a war. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to be heard. Mistakes become blame games. Success becomes competition. But when ego fades, you listen more. You support more. You grow together. There is no me versus them. Only one shared purpose. One river, many drops flowing together. Letting go is a daily practice. This is not something you do once. It is not a one-time switch. Each morning, you wake up. Ego wakes up too. It waits for a chance, a rude email, a slow coworker, a failed task. So each day, you gently return to awareness. You remind yourself, this thought is not me. This emotion is not me. I just see it, feel it, and let it pass. You return again and again, until the ego becomes soft, quiet, like a shadow that no longer controls you. Final words from the Zen master. Work hard, dear one, but don't carry the extra weight of I. Let your work be a gift, a prayer, a dance, and when it is done, bow to it and move on. No peride, no regret, no clinging. You are not your job. You are not your failures. You are not your titles, your skills, or your mistakes. You are the awareness behind all of it. You are the silence between your thoughts. You are the sky, too wide to be defined by one cloud. Work without ego, and you will discover the deep, unshakable joy that no praise can increase and no failure can destroy. That is freedom. That is power. That is the way of the Buddha, simple, silent, and strong. Balance over burnout, the middle way in modern life. Come, sit. Let the noise of the world rest for a moment. You're running, aren't you? Running to finish tasks, running to make ends meet, running to prove your worth, running because you feel behind. But let me ask you something softly. When was the last time you felt truly alive, not just busy? Today, I wish to speak to you about something people often forget in the rush: balance. The Buddha called it the middle way. Not too tight, not too loose, just right. Like a string on a lute, if pulled too hard, it snaps. If left too loose, it makes no music. But when tuned rightly, it sings. In this modern world, the string is often too tight. People are working 10 hours, 12 hours, some even more, not because they want to, but because they feel they have to. There's pressure, expectations, bills, goals, competition, and behind all of it, fear. Fear of failure, fear of being left behind, fear of not being enough. But remember this, a flame that burns too bright dies too soon. The Buddha never glorified overwork. In fact, he walked away from extremes. First, he lived in luxury. He left it. Then he tortured his body with hunger and pain. He left that too. Finally, sitting under the Bodhi tree, he realized the truth. Balance is the path. That's when he awakened. So what is this middle way? It's not laziness. It's not excess. It is the art of knowing how much is enough effort, enough rest, enough desire, enough letting go. In your daily life, the middle way might mean working with heart, but taking time to breathe, saying yes to opportunities, but no to what breaks your peace, earning money, but not selling your soul for it, caring for others, but not forgetting yourself. Too many burn themselves in the fire of ambition, only to find ashes. A Zen monk once said, "If you cannot smile while washing the dishes, you'll never find peace while drinking tea." That is balance. To do the simple things without rushing. To work without losing joy. To rest without guilt. But people today think, if I rest, I'll fall behind. And I ask, behind whom? Life is not a race. There is no finish line. Buddhism teaches us that desire is natural, but craving is suffering. Craving for more, for faster results, for perfection. These are poisons in disguise. When you live chasing outcomes, you miss the beauty of the present. Let me tell you a small story. There was once a young man who wanted to become the best archer. He practiced from sunrise to sunset. One day, he visited a Zen master known for his calmness. The boy showed off his perfect aim. The master smiled and said, "Very good. Now shoot with the same skill while standing on a tightrope." The boy couldn't do it. His hands shook. The master said, "You see, skill is one thing. Balance is another. You can be very skilled, very hardworking, but without balance, you'll always feel shaky, tired, and afraid. Balance brings peace. Peace brings clarity. Clarity brings right action. And right action leads to results, not just outside, but inside you. Now you may wonder, how do I live with balance in my busy life? Here are a few ways, simple and clear. 1. Start your day slowly. Don't check your phone first. Breathe. Stretch. Say thank you for waking up. 2. Take mindful pauses. Even 5 minutes of quiet can reset your mind. Step outside. Feel the wind. Look at the sky. That is meditation too. 3. Eat without distraction. Taste your food. Chew slowly. Be present with your meal. Your body works so hard. Honor it. 4. Say no kindly. You don't have to please everyone. You don't have to be everything. Let your yes come from peace, not pressure. 5. Sleep with awareness. Before bed, don't carry the whole day in your head. Sit for a minute. Breathe. Say, it's enough for today. These are not rituals. They're small acts of kindness toward yourself. The Buddha never rushed. He walked slowly, with purpose, fully present. His mind was clear, not cluttered. He knew when to speak, when to be silent. That's true balance, to live in the center of life, not on its edge. People ask me, Master, how do I become successful? And I say, first learn to be still. From stillness comes strength. From strength, direction. From direction, movement. From movement, success. But without balance, success will taste bitter. Don't wait until burnout comes crashing down. Don't wait until your body starts whispering through headaches, anxiety, sleepless nights. Listen now. Adjust now. If your cup is always full, it will spill. Empty it sometimes. Let life pour new water into it. That is the middle way. And do not think that balance means giving up your goals. No, it means walking toward them wisely, without hurting yourself, without hurting others, with joy in your step and peace in your heart. One last story before I go. There was an old Zen gardener. Every morning, he swept the garden with slow, graceful hands. A traveler asked, "Why don't you hire someone younger and faster?" The old man smiled. "Because this garden is not for cleaning. It is for being cleaned." He wasn't just working, he was living his work. That's the magic of balance. It turns labor into life. So walk your path. Do your best. Chase your dreams. But don't forget to stop, to breathe, to smile. Because in the end, balance is not something you find outside. It's the quiet song within you, waiting to be heard again. And that song, dear one, is your true path. Walk it gently. We meet again in the next step. Your work is the path, turning labor into liberation. Sit with me, friend. You work hard, day after day, from morning till night. You live, carry, type, talk, walk, sell, manage, clean, build, teach, take care, always doing something, always running. And still, somewhere inside, you feel tired, don't you? Not just tired in your body, but tired in your heart. Tired of doing without knowing why. Tired of chasing without peace. So today, I won't tell you to stop working. I will show you how your work itself can become your practice, your temple, your meditation, your liberation. Let us begin not by changing your job, but by changing how you walk into it. In Zen, we say before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. What does this mean? It means the outer work stays the same, but the inner mind changes completely. You can clean a floor with anger or with peace. You can type an email with stress or with full presence. You can run a business for ego or for service. The work is the same, but the way of doing it changes everything. Look deeply. How much of your daily work do you do just to finish it? How often do you say, "Let me just get this done"? And how often do you actually give your full attention to the action, with no rush, no future in mind, just complete attention? This is the beginning of the shift. A Zen monk, when sweeping the ground, is not just clearing dust. He is sweeping his mind. When he folds his robe, he is not just organizing cloth. He is shaping inner discipline. Now, think of your work. Do you drive? Cook? Write? Talk to customers? Stand for hours? Manage people? Imagine if each action, every call, every step, every reply became a moment of pure presence. Just this one breath, this one task, this one gesture, done with full attention, done with love, done without the hunger for reward. That is Zen. That is Buddhism at work. You may say, "But I don't enjoy my job. How can I do it with joy?" Zen says, you don't wait for joy to come. You bring joy to the action. And how? By removing resistance. Not dragging your body to the task, but entering it gently, with acceptance. When you accept, truly accept, the resistance becomes still. The noise inside you fades, and then your work becomes like a gentle stream. You stop fighting it and start flowing with it. Try this tomorrow. Whatever you do it without rushing. Don't try to finish. Just do it completely. If you're washing dishes, wash only dishes. If you're in a meeting, sit fully in the meeting. Let your eyes, ears, breath, and heart be there. Not in the next thing, not in what's next. You will see something very small, but very sacred begins to grow. A stillness, a deep okayness, a lightness. You're not working for reward anymore. You're working as a form of practice.